He was the true fanatic of science who amazed everybody with his enormous ability to work and wit. Discoveries made by French physicist Pierre Curie shook the foundations of classical mechanics and hastened the day for the enigma of atomic structure to be solved. But at the same time, his discoveries provided the possibility of the creation of atomic and H-bombs. Pierre Curie was born on May 15, 1859 in Paris. His parents were educated and intelligent. His father, Eugene Curie, had dreamed to dedicate his life to scientific work, but pressure to maintain his family made him choose the job of a physician. Pierre spent his childhood at his parental house. The boy didn't attend gymnasium, as he was given his first lessons by his parents. Curie, the senior, passed on the fever of unrealized scientists to his son. There was a true cult of science in their family. Yet at 16, Pierre got the bachelor's degree at Sorbonne and the job of a demonstrator of university's physical lab. There he was captivated with study of crystals' electrical faculties and made a series of important openings. At the age of 36, the scientist married Maria Sklodowska, who was a Polish student. They were not just an ordinary couple, but the family of partners in science. Upon graduation from Sorbonne, Maria started investigations on the mysterious uranium radiation discovered by physicist Henri Becquerel. Pierre had joined her work soon. During experimenting, Curie found that not only uranium was able to radiate energy. They began to study ore that contained radio elements yet unknown to the science. They named the first discovered element polonium in honor of Poland, Maria's motherland. After a year, Pierre and Maria discovered another radioactive element, radium. At first they had to work in extremely bad conditions. They did not get enough money to buy raw materials, the uranium pitch. So their lab was built inside the empty shed with dirt floor and broken roof made of glass. The shed was heated by iron stove with rusty chimney. There was no ventilation and water dripped from the ceiling. Nevertheless, the scientists were glad to have at least a place. According to witnesses, they had been working rather as miners, then as hunters for several milligrams of ore. Pierre and Maria had been working for 4 years in the worst conditions. They were happy when at last, in 1902, they got 10 grams of radium salt, and then the pure radium. Inside their dark laboratory shed, the scientists were admiring the beautiful shine of the radiant metal and its nitrates. They never suspected the danger caused by the radiation, which would be fatal. Studying the radiation effect on living organisms, they wore radioactive plates underneath their clothes. During experiments, Pierre got hard burns, though their experiments set a new trend in medicine. Radiotherapy, or as it was also named, Curie therapy, became a popular cure for oncology diseases. The Curies published enormous amount of materials they had accumulated after years of researches. The scientists became renowned worldwide, but they were never after glory. They were more concerned with the trouble they encountered every year. Lack of finance and bureaucratic hassles made using the state lab unaffordable. When the dean of the Natural Sciences Department informed Pierre that he was decorated with an order, the scientist replied, "I kindly asked you to tell the minister I don't need an order, but what I really need is a lab." When in 1903 the Curies got the Davy Medal from the Royal Society, they just gave it as a toy to their little daughter, Irene. The scientists never reserved their rights on radium obtaining method. They thought such commercial approach to the discovery was against the spirit of science. In 1903, Pierre and Maria Curie were awarded Nobel Prize for discovery and study on radioactivity. So they were not only famous, but also able to overcome their financial problems. Then, Pierre could devote himself totally to science. 2 years later, at last, he was elected as academician. They founded the Department of Physics for the scientists at the University of Paris. The worldly confession seemed to open up all possibilities before the Curies, though the fate decreed otherwise. On April 19, 1906, Pierre, who was not even 47, was run over by a carriage on the street. Seemed so absurd, his death had probably saved him from the more painful end. His wife Maria, who continued their researches, died of radiation disease 28 years later. Her copybooks still radiate, and their radiation level is dangerous until today. Pierre Curie was gifted with the ability of scientific foreseeing. Not once he told about the danger of radioactive substances being put in the wrong hands. Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombing, Chernobyl catastrophe became the dreadful warning for all scientists.